Many say that the predictable revenue model is broken, and it is to an extent. Recently, I was speaking to a few friends and acquaintances from the B2B space, and we began chatting about how sales and outbound in particular has changed over the last 10 or so years. So I just wanted to share some of my personal observations with you, share some thoughts, see where this goes. Now let's talk about the predictable revenue model from the past. This is what outbound used to be like. You have a team of 8 to 10 SDRs, all on a salary plus some sort of a performance package, and that would scale as needed. They use databases like D&B Hoovers, ZoomInfo, LinkedIn, Discover.org to build their own lead lists. Then they would send out around 50 to 100 personalized emails manually per day. Then it would make 10 to 30 cold calls a day. And that would generate them between 5 to 15% call booking rate, which frankly right now is ridiculous and unachievable, but depending on which niche you're in. But the SDRs are responsible for list building, copy creation, follow-ups from the inboxes, and much more. Now, the landscape has actually changed dramatically even over the last few years, and let's say since COVID. We've seen, first of all, a monumental shift in the number of outbound tech tools out there on the market. And we've also seen a dramatic shift in the human purchasing behavior due to a multitude of factors. Now, here's what running a successful and profitable outbound team looks like today from our perspective, and this is something what we practice, what we do. Typically, you need one sales operator, be it an SDR or an account manager, who can launch 1,000 plus emails a day, all of them hyper-personalized with tech tools like Smart Lead for sending emails that scale, managing inboxes and keeping emails on warm-up all the time. You've got Clay for data enrichment. You've got GPT for customizing copy and extracting information at scale. You've got online scraping tools for pulling relevant data for your outreach. You've got tools that help you write copy, tools that help SDRs with follow-ups and nurturing, tools that enable multi-channel outreach like Lemlist and like Growth Machine. Then you also have trigger and intent data mining tools at scale. You've got tools like Full Enrich and Triggerify, parallel dials, and many more. Essentially, the online space has increased exponentially with the amount of databases where you can pull leads from, process them, enrich them, and launch them into campaigns. All of that being operated by one person. What this means is that you no longer need 8 to 10 SDRs to do the same volume of outreach as one trained sales operator in a new age, which naturally brings down the overhead costs down by 80 to 90%. The only issue you will have is keeping up with the list building, list enrichment, creating campaign angles, and at last but not least, inbox and domain reputation management to ensure inbox deliverability, avoid spam, and get your message delivered to the right person in their inbox. Now, it must be said that not all of this is nice and dandy. What we've seen over the last few years is also an increased amount of regulation in the spam space with ESPs like Google, Outlook, that are cracking down on mass send of emails. We also saw changes in human purchasing behavior. People are not as responsive to cold emails and cold messages these days as they were 10 years ago. So naturally, you have to do three things. One is increase the send volume. Two is improve the relevance of your copy. And three, you need to create an irresistible offer to get that positive response, to book that call. Everything has to be more targeted and more precise than ever before. The metric benchmarks have also changed. Metrics you need to focus on today in your outbound campaigns are 5% reply rate, 1% of those is positive reply rate, and you will be looking at 0.1 to 0.3% call booking rate. To put that into perspective, meaning that if you're reaching out to 10,000 contacts a month, you can expect anywhere between 10 to 30 calls booked, depending on your offer, product, and your market. Now, in a nutshell, this is what we see right now, and obviously the devil is in the details. And right now we also see the rise of AI SDRs, which are replacing humans, but I think there's still quite a long way away from that given the number of moving pieces involved with each various campaign. Industries, segments, copies, angles, enrichment, and many other things that go into creating a successful outbound campaign. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the evolving outbound landscape. Connect with me on LinkedIn, DM me if you have any questions, and follow and subscribe for more content like this. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.